B.
Tier.
Besties.
Besties.
We're ranking planets today.
Hello. That
Hi.
that that we are.
Mhm.
Everybody likes the planets,
But do we
but
respect
do we?
them? Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
hmm
You know my line.
I do know your line.
Um, let's talk about planets. Everybody, we're not planet experts. Dylan's taken an astronomy class.
Yeah, and I probably know less about planets than you do. I know physics wise about planets. I don't know much
Mhm.
about like the specific planets though.
I just think I have a good vibe on the planets. I couldn't tell you like what they're made out of, but a lot of it's based on looks for me
hmm
and just what they're up to.
Yeah.
So this should be a shorter video, hopefully.
Yeah. I
But
have a question for you. Do you think Pluto is
yeah,
a planet?
I
We
know
can
it's
get there at the
not.
end. We'll get there at the end.
Okay, sure, we'll get there at the end. But yeah, we'll save our Pluto comments. So skip to that point in the video if you want to hear about Pluto, or just watch till that point in the video
Yeah. Up to you.
if you care. If you care that much about Mercury, which is the first planet on this list.
Mercury is the name of like one of my top two favorite songs.
Hmm.
Steve
Well,
Lacy.
who's?
It's a really good song.
Oh, never heard it.
hmm
I
Yeah.
think. What about the element? What are your thoughts on the element Mercury?
The element's okay, but it's also the um a location in one of my favorite TV shows I'm watching right now, The Witch from Mercury, which is an anime that's like part of the part of the Gundam series. It's really good.
Oh,
It has like
interesting.
some really good political drama, um, and also like some characters that make me really attached to them, but also like some I hate so much, and it's like it's good.
Mm.
It's some quality stuff.
Yeah.
These are the two main things I know about Mercury, other than it being close to the sun. That it
Right.
has a
See, that's
song and it has an anime.
yeah. When that's all we can talk about Mercury, that's not a great planet. I think
Also,
Mercury is a bad planet.
apparently, the next planet on this list is even hotter than it, even though it's further away from the sun.
That's true. Acid rain and everything.
That seems a little that's a little messed up.
That is pretty messed up. I read a book once. We'll get to that in the next section, but
Mm.
I think Mercury's an F tier, if I'm being honest.
Given that I like the TV show and the song, I don't want to put
Not,
it enough. I
but
think
it's
it,
not,
I think it
it's not the.
deserves D. It deserves D
I
because
kind
of them.
I kind of think that this is the worst planet, though.
The main other planets are F tier.
I just feel like,
They're that.
but the reason why Mercury is high is because of the TV show and
And the
the place.
song. And the
But
song.
Mercury, uh, but I like to think that all of those were named after the planets, right?
But like, I guess the main character in the TV show is from Mercury, and like because of
Oh,
that, she's like an underdog.
fine, we can put in D, I guess.
And like
It
that
just feels
almost,
like
and
it's
the
just
Mercury song is kind
there.
of sad too. So like I feel like almost the sort of saying that like Mercury kind of sucks.
It
You know?
does. It's gonna get swallowed up by the sun in like a couple of billion years, and then you know it's over with. It's just so close to the sun. It's kind of just a rock. I think the reason it's a planet is because it's so close to the sun. Whereas if Pluto, I'm gonna do some research right now, in fact, on the spot, because I'm pretty sure Mercury is very small.
I'll provide some research music for you. Do do do
Yeah.
do 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 do
Okay.
do do do.
Okay. Mercury's diameter is 2 times bigger than that of Pluto's,
That's not
which
that much bigger.
that's not that much bigger at all. It's 3,000 versus 1,400, I think, miles maybe.
Oh, but diameter though also like that doesn't mean it's twice as big. It's gonna be a lot more than twice as big.
Well, you see, I don't know math, but is that how that works?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Anyway,
like
I just think it's I think Pluto gets overlooked and Mercury they're like, "Oh, Mercury's so cool." I just think it's
oh,
a rock.
okay, sure.
It's a rock.
Well, let's move on.
Okay, Venus. I gotta say, I know it has acid rain, and I know it's hot, and I know it's um I that's all I know about it pretty much. But I think this is an S tier planet.
I don't know enough about Venus to put it close to F tier. Or sorry, to S tier. To S
Let me
tier.
just say this.
Hmm.
It's the only one I think that spins on its side or something weird like that.
Ooh.
It has a weird spinning axis. Actually, here, perfect. Can you provide the research music for me again?
Do 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 do
Okay,
do.
so Venus rotates um counterclockwise.
Ooh. Is it the
Right,
only planet to do that?
actually Venus rotates clockwise, whereas every other planet rotates counterclockwise, and it's the
That's
only
pretty
planet to
cool.
do that. There's that first of all. This and second of all, look at how pretty it looks. I mean, that's
It does
pretty
look pretty
cool.
pretty. It looks like a diluted Earth.
Yeah, I just think. I mean, of course it would be horrible to live there. But
Hmm.
I was going to say earlier is I read a book about people living on Venus where there was one day of sun a year, or like one day
Hmm.
where you could go outside, and the other 364 days you were forced to live in a bunker. And it was like a really sweet. I read it in like fifth grade, and it was like surprisingly like deep, and like a really sweet story.
So the media you
Like,
consume is allowed to push things up, but the media I consume aren't
oh,
allowed to
but
push things up.
yours yours isn't about the planet. Yours is just it just happens to be Mercury. It just happens to be the same word. Mine's actually Venus itself.
Hmm.
Mine inspires fan fiction.
Link to some of the fanfiction in the description below.
I would
Um,
say, I mean, I could put in A if you'd.
I'd be happy with that. Um,
Okay.
I had another thought, but oh yeah, I think it's really cool how um, you'd think that like the gassy planets would be the ones closest to the sun, and like the harder
Mm.
planets would be the ones furthest from the sun, because like gas hotter. Do you think that like
Mm.
that's the direction it would go? Because closer to the sun would be hottest, but because of like a bunch of cool like physics, um, that's not end up that doesn't end up being the case, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. You know why are the planets far away gas planets?
Oh, I'm gonna disappoint my astronomy prof. I'm pretty sure part of the reason is that if you think about like a lot of the planets that far out, they're a lot larger, um,
Mm.
which means that the center of it can be really hot, in which let's see, um, and the gravity is large, um, and so the gravity there is large enough that I could pull in gases as well as like the core, whereas like
Mm.
the gravity in the planet close to the sun isn't strong enough to pull in gas.
Interesting.
I think. I I probably got that wrong. Maybe we'll put some information on screen, but I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, that sounds scientific. So I'll go with it. I'll share that with a bunch of my friends and tell the internet that.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Next we got
We.
Earth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think Earth. You gotta give it an S tier.
It's like it has enough. That's life on it, and that's like
Pretty.
really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
at the
cool.
moment, that's the only planet we can say that about.
Hmm. So we don't know how rare this is. That could be
We
like one
don't.
in a million. That could be one in a billion. We could be the only ones. Like you don't know. This
See,
brings up
this
some like
is
Fermi paradox stuff.
this gets too deep. This is what I think about at 3 a.m.
Hmm.
I, you know, it's crazy, but Earth is special. You know,
Hmm.
it's amazing.
Earth is
There's
amazing,
really not much to say. I
and
mean,
like to an extent, Earth has become generic because like that's where we live. But like it's definitely the least generic out of all of them if you think about it.
oh yeah. I mean, compared to
Hmm.
everything else,
Yeah.
just based on color alone. I mean, besides Pluto at the very end there, but the colors on Earth are very different.
Hmm.
It's just, it's great.
It's really
Um,
interesting to see in TV shows like The Witch from Mercury and like The Expanse, um, what characters from Earth do once humans have already expanded to the rest of the solar system. Um,
hmm.
because like often the people who are left behind on Earth like end up like becoming like less powerful within the solar system. Um,
Mhm.
and I don't know why that is, but it's interesting.
Yeah, the geopolitics of space
hmm Space Force.
that warrants its own video, I think.
hmm Anyway, we got the moon next, which isn't a planet.
It's not, but I like the tier list was called every planet, moon included. So I felt like we should give an honorary shout out to the moon.
Yeah, I
It's
think that the moon is kind of cool. I think it's kind of strange. Like, I think we could actually go to the moon and do cool things on the moon, like in like this short-term future. Because like we went to the moon, so like it wasn't that recently, honestly, the first time we went there. Um,
mm-hmm.
so I feel like the moon has future for like once we destroy Earth a bunch because like there's so much space on the moon, you know. And this is very like a space colonization type mindset. But like
hmm
I don't know. I think there's a lot we could do there.
Yeah, plus the tides.
hmm You gotta love the tides.
You really gotta love the tides. Imagine beaches without the moon.
hmm I think
Would be the
moon's falls
point.
A tier.
See, just because it's not a planet, I would say B tier.
That's true. That's true. It
I
is
just feel
not a
like
planet.
it's not a planet, so I feel like
hmm
gotta go down a little bit.
Yeah.
'Cause it'd be a shame if it was above a lot of other planets,
hmm
which it will be eventually, I think. But
Yeah.
all right,
Next
this is
we got
Mars.
Mars. I love Mars. It's so pretty.
I I think Mars is a little overhyped, if I'm being honest.
Have you seen the movie The Martian or read the book The Martian?
I haven't, but I know he grows potatoes.
That's pretty cool. I do like potatoes. I had hash browns this morning for breakfast.
You're a
And I
fan of
brought up
potatoes.
that fact in my poli sci class. We mentioned the hash
You're
browns I ate for breakfast.
you're a fan of potatoes, right?
I do like potatoes.
Okay, good. And it's a normal thing to like potatoes.
Yes, I used to not like potatoes. It took me until like middle school to like potatoes.
Yeah, if
I
somebody
would
didn't
not.
like potatoes, they would be weird, right?
I wouldn't say that because like I used to like not like French fries because they were potatoy, and so like I can empathize with a potato hater.
Okay. Well,
Who doesn't like potatoes? I guess that's the question that you're really dodging around right now.
no, it's just a hypothetical. No, don't worry about it. I will say that um, not liking potatoes is a little weird though. So, maybe you'll join me one day in that.
I said, do you not
But
like potatoes?
no, I love potatoes. I just think,
Does one of my future roommates not like potatoes?
um, yeah, you might want to have that conversation about, what your priorities are in terms of potatoes. I think it's
Okay.
weird, but all I'm gonna say is that Mars is a little overhyped, and that I I think it's okay. It is pretty looking, but I just feel like some of the outer planets get a little, forgotten about
hmm
because everybody cares so much about colonizing Mars.
Yeah,
'Cause Mars is small too.
there's a board
It's
game called
smaller than
Terraforming
Venus, I think.
Mars.
Really?
I played like part of a game, but I had to go, so I didn't finish Terraforming Mars. But
Hmm.
hmm I don't know. I like Mars. I think it should be somewhere in the top half.
Top half meaning what?
Like I wouldn't be comfortable putting it below B
I would say top of B would be my personal vote.
because I think it's potentially my favorite planet, which is like very generic, but I think it's true. So
Okay, I could put it bottom A then for you.
I'm happy with that.
You're okay.
Woohoo.
All right, Jupiter time.
We got Jupiter, which Jupiter itself is fine. It looks like a marble, but whatever. But Jupiter's moons, ooh, they're cool.
Have Have you heard that girls go to college to get more knowledge, and boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider?
But like, how could you be getting stupider when you're going to the moon Io and hanging out with all its volcanoes? Like,
That's true.
and like
That's a great point.
Europa could have life. Probably not, but it could. Io could even have life. Like below the surface. I wrote I did a presentation on Io in the seventh grade science, and I created like an HTML website. It's pretty fun.
Wow, you were ahead of your time.
Yeah.
I think Jupiter, besides, did you know that Jupiter blocks a lot of the asteroids and stuff headed towards Earth? Like draws them in.
Ooh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like it serves as like a protection thingy for the Earth.
I think we owe it to Jupiter to give it a high ranking then.
I think Jupiter is top of A, personally. Maybe
I'm
S.
down with that. I'd be down with S, honestly. Jupiter's pretty cool.
I think Jupiter is really cool. Plus, it has that
Mhm.
big hurricane thing that's like bigger than like a lot of Earth. Not bigger than Earth, but it's like maybe like half the size of Earth or something crazy.
A hurricane half the size of Earth?
I
That's
think so.
wild.
That might be wrong. I might just be completely making that up at this point.
We'll
But
put some
I'll actually look it
information on
up.
screen. Oh, you'll
I'll
look it
look it
up?
up. Yeah,
Boop,
do
boop,
the
boop,
music.
boop, 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 boop,
Oh,
boop,
it's
boop, boop,
changing.
boop, boop, boop,
Um,
boop, boop, boop,
the
boop,
red
boop.
spot is the largest known storm in the solar system, with a diameter of 15,000 miles. It is almost twice the size of the entire Earth. So it's not
So
half of Earth; it's twice the size.
that's really cool. Also, is it going away anytime? Is it just gonna stay there?
It's
Like
just a storm. It's just a everlasting storm, I guess.
that's kind of wild.
It's been observed for 200 years, and it's been around for longer.
Hmm.
So hope that you get well soon, Jupiter, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Saturn time.
Saturn.
Honestly, I realize that I really like a lot of the planets because Saturn for me would also be S tier.
I
I
think
think the rings are cool.
what does Saturn have going for it apart from its rings?
Um, I mean it's like a gas planet. It's really pretty, I think. There's some
Hmm.
pictures where it's like blue and stuff. I don't really understand how the planets colors work. Like why is Saturn sometimes yellow? Why is it sometimes blue?
I feel like I knew that probably while taking astronomy, but I don't remember it at this point. Honestly,
Yeah.
for Saturn, I think it's cool. I think it's not cool enough to rise above A tier.
It's not cool enough to so you would put it in A.
Yeah.
I could put it I would put it top of A, I think.
Okay,
I
cool.
just think the rings are really cool. I mean,
Hmm.
without the rings, it would be like C tier maybe or something.
Yeah.
But just like it's really pretty.
I will
It's a
say
very
that
iconic too.
in my astronomy class, we did go into the observatory on campus, and we saw Jupiter and Saturn, and the rings are really cool. Like to actually like see with your own eye.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, well, I saw Jupiter out on an arb walk with you. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
That was
that's
fun.
true. I forgot about
So
that.
yeah, it was super visible that day.
It was.
Yeah. Well, it's Uranus time.
This is a bad
Um,
planet. It just is dumb jokes for little kids.
yeah, the naming doesn't help.
Hmm. Like it should get renamed, and that's it.
Hmm. You think it's F tier?
I think it's worse than Mercury.
I would put it top of F. I just think it's pretty. It's
Is
pretty.
it? This looks just like a blue marble.
It's prettier than the brown marble next to it.
Mercury has a cool song named after it.
Uranus has. Wait, oh, yeah, I guess it's. I don't know what Uranus has. Fine, put it below it. Sure, the
Yeah.
song. I yeah, that's fine.
Okay, next we
Neptune.
have Neptune. What
I like
tune?
Neptune. But
I was gonna say wet tune, and then you're gonna say Neptune, but okay.
Neptune.
Haha.
I think. What
What do you
were you
think?
gonna say something? Oh,
No.
I thought you were I think
Say something.
Neptune is pretty cool. I think it's pretty, but I would say it's B tier.
I don't know enough about Neptune to argue with that.
I
Um,
honestly don't know much about Neptune either. I think it's another gas planet, but it's you can identify it from pretty far away.
I think it should
It's
go
below.
above the moon because it's actually a planet.
I agree. I'm with that.
Okay, next we got
I'm
Pluto, which is also a planet.
Yeah, so hey, if you skip to this part of the video from the intro, you missed a lot of fun stuff.
Mhm.
We talked about so much just now.
We have research music now.
We
Just
do.
saying. This is our
Yeah,
first video with the research music.
they missed a lot actually.
Hmm.
You missed so many fun facts.
Yeah.
So that's on you.
Not that many fun facts. Honestly,
No.
we should like sporadically throughout this video just put fun facts on screen because otherwise there's not gonna be enough
About
fun facts.
about planets or just about anything?
About planets. Maybe sneak in one that's not about planets, but for the most part, like about
What
planets.
are your guys' thoughts on potatoes?
Yeah. Do
Let
you
us
think it's
know in the
ethical to live with a roommate who doesn't like potatoes?
and why is the answer to that question no? It's so weird. I don't know. I don't know how you can't like potatoes if I'm being honest, but that's just something I'll have to deal with, I guess. Um,
But you like potatoes.
no, I know, but dealing with somebody who doesn't like potatoes,
Okay,
it's a
I
real
see.
issue. So yeah. Um, so let us know in the comments below, please. Thank you. Bye.
Hmm.
Well, not bye, but we're doing
Bye,
Pluto.
video over.
We're doing Pluto. Um, so you asked me earlier if I think Pluto's a planet or whatever.
Yeah.
I know Pluto isn't a planet, but it has like this myth around it nowadays, you know?
Hmm.
And it's kind of just a rock out there with like a bunch of other rocks that are even bigger than it.
Hmm.
So, but I just think the fact that we discovered it so long ago or something. I actually don't even know when we discovered it or why it was a planet for so long.
Hmm.
But I like Pluto.
I like Pluto too. I feel like it sort of has an underdog story where it's like, it's fighting trying to become a planet, and it's like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's nice that it's able to get some spotlight, even though like it's not actually that notable in many ways.
It's
Other
really
than
not a
this,
planet anymore, but
this image
I feel like
though,
everybody's just grown up.
this image is so cool.
Yeah. No, I don't. Sometimes Pluto doesn't look that good, but I don't know what
Mm.
the multicolored part of Pluto is.
Maybe this isn't Pluto. Maybe it's something else.
So when I looked up Pluto, though, that was the third image that came up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where are you thinking
I would
would be it?
say probably top of B.
I also like Tel partially because we put Neptune above the moon because the moon
Yeah, it's
wasn't
not
actually
a
a planet, and so it's
right.
very hypocritical of us, but I like it.
Well, yeah, and I think Pluto. Well, for me, Pluto could be A if it was a planet.
Uh, I see.
So I think I'm weighing that a little bit. Um, so there we go, though. That's the video. We really like our planets,
This is a really
which I
interesting
did.
video too, because it looks like a bowling alley where like you knocked over like a bunch of the pins in the middle, and then there's like a bad split now.
Yeah, this is the weirdest. We've never had a tier list missing two
Missing both
tiers, I don't think.
C and
Yeah.
D.
Yeah, C is a pretty popular one. Usually we just throw stuff in C when we have no opinions on it.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I think the planets are cool.
Yeah, me too.
What's your final takeaway message from this video?
We should all.
Let's share something we've learned.
I want to learn more fun facts about planets. I feel like there's a lot of cool things, like the Venus rotating the wrong direction, or maybe the right
Hmm.
direction, depending on perspective. Um, and I think there's more things that we should all go learn because learning is cool, and it shouldn't be about getting a grade.
Yeah,
What
and well, I was just gonna say fun fact, Uranus rolls on its side.
that makes it worse.
What? How does that make it worse?
I just don't
Because
like it.
it has a sideways rotation.
Some things don't need logic. It just like it's just distaste.
I just think the fact that I'm gonna put a picture on screen, or you can, or something. But I was just looking this up, and there's this really cool picture of Uranus spinning sideways. And also, it has rings, by the way, in case you didn't know. They're very
Sure.
small,
Although
but
like if Ben Shapiro says facts don't care about your feelings, then the opposite
mhm.
must also be true, that feelings don't care about your facts.
That is true. That's how I like to live my life, just on gut feeling, no
Yeah.
logic behind it at all. What have I learned from this video? Um, never trust.
Someone who likes potatoes.
I was gonna say that, but then I felt like I was hammering that point a little too hard. You know, if you like potatoes, um, you know, we can talk about it. I mean, if you don't
Okay,
like potatoes, but never trust um, a flat earther.
that is true. Hmm. They probably don't know what they're talking about.
There was one tier list we were going to do which had flat Earth, but we decided to not do that one.
Hmm. Hmm.
But flat Earth would be like a C tier.
That also would
I
be
think it'd
pretty
be
cool.
I think it'd be cool if the Earth was flat.
I think it'd be cool to have like a plant that's like shaped like a donut. There's some I
Yeah.
think the channel's called Artifexian. I haven't watched the channel in a while, but there's a YouTube channel that like has talked about like what if plants were like different shapes.
Mm,
Like a figure 8 planet, I think also was talked about.
that'd be cool. But to be fair, if the Earth was flat and it got hit by an asteroid, I feel like it would just go through it or something.
Yeah, like tearing through a piece of paper.
Yeah. Like
Hmm.
we wouldn't have a lot of protection there with a flat Earth.
Sure.
But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We hope all the astronomers out there really learned a lot.
Hmm.
And we have a link in the description below for any future suggestions that you would like to see us do.
Hmm.
But
Well,
yeah,
with that,
thanks
let's wrap
thanks
it
for
up.
watching. All right. Take the take take the lead.
I got the lead, and I'm taking it. Besties,
Here.
B.
Bye.